Welcome to the Redvee TV preview show, supported by A-Star Recruitment for the 2022 season, as we build up to Alex Walmsley's testimonial fixture on Friday evening against the Leigh Centurions at the Totally Wicked Stadium. Kevin, it's the first one of the year. It feels like we've been here before.
It does, doesn't it? Feels like we're going round again. We've started doing our pre-season with all the pen picks, the interview with Alex, and we're back and raring to go for Friday, aren't we?
Season 6. This is usually when you get into like the good stuff before like you get cancelled in Series 7.
What a good! Do we have to come up with a story arc for this season?
If it's a bit like Star Trek: The Next Generation, season 1 and 2 weren't very good. Season 3 is when it came into its own. It's when Riker grew his beard. So seasons 3, 4, and 5 were really like the best series, pretty much. Obviously, we won the title 3, 4, and 5. So season 6 is like what? Is this where Picard joins the Borg?
Yeah, all right. I'll tell you what. That's a pop reference for the younger ones who watch us, isn't it?
When did Redvee TV jump the shark?
Just then.
Right, so on to Friday night's fixture. I think it's only right that we start off by sharing that lovely graphic which demonstrates how visibly Alex has aged.
Harsh. Notice you didn't say that to him on our interview video, did you?
I didn't say that the other night. I did tell him he had a large head, though.
Yeah, you did. You did indeed. It also kind of shows where the design inspiration came from for that jersey as well. Especially that picture of him in the middle there. But yeah, he's been a great servant to the club, hasn't he? Come a long way from his debut, his competitive debut. I think it was against Hull. It was a draw against Hull. His competitive debut anyway, and that was he was raw, I think, to say the least, wasn't he, as a professional rugby player?
I think he freely admitted that himself the other night. I can still actually see us stood at the back of the West Stand on that first appearance and watching him trying to play the ball, and I think we laughed.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I think we did. And we were like, he's got a long way to go here, hasn't he? But as he says in that interview we did, he got a lot of confidence from that first season, didn't he? And he got put in quite a bit and kind of got up to speed as quick as he could after trying to run out the line and smash everybody and take all his carries in. But that's it. The picture of him there in the 2013 shirt, almost unrecognisable.
It's like the boy became a man.
It is, yes.
And he was still 6'5" there as well, Kev.
He's still huge, yeah. Yeah. Still wouldn't like to take a carry off him, would you?
Is it fair to say that Alex is, when he finally comes to retire, is going to be in the conversation for being one of Saints' best ever props potentially?
Potentially, I think he will be. I suppose it depends what generation you're in. That the older generation might say they've seen other better players. You're going to have more of a scope, aren't you, for that? I mean, I know I started watching Saints a couple of years before you because I'm a bit older than you are.
Nobody would have guessed, Kev.
Nobody would have guessed. That's why I have to keep pointing it out. But that's it. But I might have a different frame of reference to you. I might have seen different performances, especially when all the games weren't freely available, either whether it was YouTube highlights or whether it was Saints TV or anything like that. But yeah, I think especially when you talk about Super League prop forwards, I think definitely he's got to be in that conversation.
Yeah, that was actually going to be my next question. Pure, if you're just basing it on the Super League era, does he get into that team? Especially considering now what he's actually won in the V.
I think as people will always point out at like Apollo Perolini, they'll always point out at like David Furley and players like that. And yet you will always get that kind of Jason Kalis, another one. You'll always get people kind of harking back to that time as well. But I think Alex has got to be in the conversation. He's got to be.
Especially given his longevity as well. Obviously, David Fairley, when he actually came over, was fantastic for us, but for 12 months.
Yeah, exactly.
Alex is doing it year in, year out. He's, 32 in April? He's probably still got another 3 or 4 years left in him at the highest level. If you look at the likes of what Jamie Peacock did in his career, especially the way, even now, how sports science and the way they're looked after, it's probably progressed on how it was 10 years ago even. So there's no reason why, hopefully, touch wood, he can stay fit and stay with us for another 3 or 4 years at least.
Well, I hope so, because he signed a contract till 2024, so that's 3 seasons, including this one coming up. So you'd hope so. And you're right, that if he's managed correctly as well, if he's rested when he needs to be, if he's used as he can be, there's absolutely no reason. You look at James Graham, another one of the props who would be in the conversation. You look at James Graham still being able to do a great job at Super League level and helping guide us to a Super League title. It's always possible. Okay
then. Obviously the poster's on the screen. Kicks off 8 o'clock on Friday evening. Tickets available from stjrlfc.com/tickets, or you can rock up at the ticket office and buy in person, just as I did when I went the other day for yours, Kevin.
Happy days, happy days. That's it. One thing to point out is this game isn't available anywhere else as well. It's not on a streaming service or anything like that. I think that was more of a one-off for Tommy's testimonial because none of us could go. So this is only available. This is your first chance to get down and see the lads in 2022.
And am I right in thinking, Kevin, that your reasoning for sitting down for this one, rather than your usual spec on the West Stand, is because you feel that Alex Walmsley was worth that extra £2?
Definitely. Nothing to do with me having a dodgy knee, being over 40 and anything like that. Listen, it's worth it to me. An extra £2 for a seat. Unfortunately, it probably means I've got to sit next to you, though.
That's an added bonus.
Our best reactions are when we've not sat together.
Are you just priming people for a really poor instant fan reaction after the game?
Yeah. Watch previous years, like testimonial games, trial games. You'll hear exactly the same thing. Unfortunately, I think.
I was just going to change the name at the start. We've even kept the opposition the same. They've even planned for us to lose 25-24 on the night.
Giving away the trade secrets here.
It has to be said as well, bring your money on Friday. The Alex Walmsley testimonial brochure will be available around the ground before the game. It is priced at £6, but I believe there will also be raffle tickets being sold. I think it is a strip for £4, I think. And Ed Sheeran tickets.
Devil's in the detail here, David.
Ed Sheeran tickets at the Etihad, a framed Big Al shirt, a hamper, and Pandora jewellery for you, Kevin, are on offer. So there are some decent prizes to be won. So rock up with your cash and part with it.
Yeah, make sure you do, because I think the Totally Wicked's become a cashless stadium, hasn't it? So, but not for those items, not for them raffle tickets or the brochure.
Yeah, so just to confirm, £6 for the brochure, and I think it's £4 a strip of raffle tickets. Now the squad, Kevin. Technology's letting me down. No, there we go. Can I just say, what's happened to his beard on that photo?
Why? What do you mean?
This big.
Oh yeah.
I noticed that when the club put the photo out. It's like, is it his actual beard, or has somebody just like airbrushed it? Is it true that Alex's beard isn't that black anymore? Is it like yours, Kevin?
I've not got a beard at the moment.
Well, when you have, it goes grey, doesn't it?
Mine goes silver. Yeah, big time. Big time.
So the squad for Friday evening.
Out goes Lachlan Coote, Kevin Nagama. No, I'm only joking. I'm not going through all the squad who've gone out, but go on, sorry.
Kevin, will you stop interrupting?
Yes! Yes! I'm going to do it all season.
So immature. Couple of the squad notables missing out. Regan Grace suffered an elbow injury in training, and he's suffered an injury to his biceps tendon, which has required some surgery. So he is going to miss the first month of the season. Morgan Knowles won't be risked after his off-season surgery, but hopefully he'll be ready for round one. Curtis Sirenen also misses out after a holiday over Christmas in Italy, which seen him contract COVID and have to isolate over in Rome. I can think of worse places to have to isolate. Probably like Widnes. 18 days, I think he was over in Italy on his own, I believe. So he's missed a little bit of training, so they're not going to risk him. And Sion Matautia misses out for that one-game ban, deservedly given to him in the grand final, but didn't spoil his evening there. I'm sure he will be devastated to be missing a pre-season friendly as his suspension for that one. Hit the bones out of that one, Kevin.
Well, it's traditional for a trial game, a testimonial game, for there to be a massive squad named, loads of roll-on, roll-off subs. I think Christian Wolf said that it'll be a first choice, or the strongest that they can get out of that squad will take to the field and play a period of time, but it won't be big minutes. And then we'll see that I think every single player there make an appearance.
Indeed. One name that stood out to me when I seen that was Rio Osawambo Corkill. It sounded really exotic, and then you find out his parents are Jimmy and Jackie Corkill.
Oh no,
that's another one for the older generation.
Yeah, it is. Terrible pop reference.
We're going to get on to the 17s in a minute and what we think. I think Christian Wolf has said that everybody's obviously going to get minutes, but for a period of time in this game, he is going to play what he believes is his best team based on what's available. So we, Kevin, have done the same.
We have.
And we've done some top class graphics for this one, Kev.
I've seen them earlier, yeah. Seamless, I'm going to call them.
No expense spared.
Spent. No expense spent.
Microsoft Paint's finest. Do you know what? Look, I think they've done the same thing as that was on Alex Walmsley's beard. Look, there you go, Kev. There's your beard. Hang on. Oh, I'd have to. Hang on.
No, don't start drawing me beard on. You can draw me some hair on, though. I'm quite happy for you to draw me some hair on. Oh, is this back after the off season? You had this little toy, and now you've brought it back.
That's what happened to Alex's beard on the photograph.
It looks like I'm bleeding petrol.
Anyway, Kev, talk through your 17.
I've gone for Conrad Harrell as the replacement for Regan Grace. I mean, it's a tough one to call without seeing him in training, but the fact that he's slimmed down so much, the fact he is back, I just think he'll get given the first shot out there on the wing. A lot of that speaks for itself. I do think squad numbers are a good indication of where they think players fit in. Obviously, before the season starts and before you start getting any form or anything like that. Now, I've gone for a back row of Batchelor, Bell and Wingfield. I think Bell and Wingfield could be interchangeable. But because we had to pick our 17, I've also got me 4 on the bench of Lussick, Louis, Parsi and Kyler Moore. Reason for that, Lussick, I think if we're going with a team that could potentially, and I know it probably won't because we've got others to come back in, but if we're going for a team to play a Super League game, I think Lussick would be your kind of pivot off the bench. You could come on and make a difference. Louis could also be interchangeable with one of them back rows as well, but I just think a little bit of speed and aggression off the bench is needed. And Iggy Parsi speaks for himself. And Kyler Moore, listen, he was the man in possession at the end of last season, so it's up to others to come and get the shirt off him.
Yeah, where do you think Ellis Archer and Daniel Moss will come on?
I don't know. You know what? I've not even had a chance to find out. I only know Shane Martin plays on the wing. That's the only one. And I feel really bad about that, but I've not had a chance to look into him.
You mean Disco Shea Martin?
Yes, Disco Shea Martin, yeah. I've been really busy at work just to kind of get the thing in that this isn't our full-time job, looking at copy and pasting. You wouldn't think it with the professional job you've done there, but this isn't our full-time job, is it?
Well, Ellis is actually a standoff. He comes from the Roost Pioneers. I'd have to Google where they're from, but yeah, so he plays in the halves. Daniel Moss is a fullback.
Yep. You're just going to look through them all now and leave loads of dead air as you Google them.
Yeah.
Fair enough. I do think with my 17, I mean, with Harrell getting first shot, some people might argue that Josh Sim might get a goal there as well. But as I say, I just think with how Conrad's come in and with his relationship with Christian, as we mentioned in Conrad's review or preview, sorry, I just think he'll get given that chance. I just think he'll get given that chance first.
Rio is a halfback or back rower from the Brookside Bears. No, he's not. He's from Walmsley Central.
Yeah, I know he's not from the Brookside Bears. You just tried doing another terrible car kill joke.
Okay, right. Just to get back to being a little bit more serious. It's hard to be serious when the squad's so massive.
Yeah.
Does
Why
Josh
have you gone
Sim...
Well, no, before anything, I've gone through my 17. Why have you put Lussick at 13? What's your thought process behind that?
Just because I think...
If we were playing a 17 rather than... Because that's how I've picked mine. If we were playing a 17 rather than a 28-man squad, why would you play Lussick at 13 and not off the bench? That would be my question to you.
Because I think on this occasion, it's a chance to get some minutes into him. And I think you try and give him closer to 80 minutes. And then what I would do is when Roby comes off, I'd move Lussick to 9. And then I'd either put... I'd probably put Jake Wingfield into there at that point. I just think it's more important with him starting the season to get minutes. I actually think in 2022, I suspect the split of minutes between Roby and Lussick will probably be about 50-50 early on.
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
And I think towards the back end of the year, you may see it become more 60-40 in Lussick's favour, depending on how he goes.
Yeah, unless we start getting to the big games, and then it might kind of swing back into Roby's favour.
I think a lot of that depends on how Lussick goes, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a fair enough answer with regards to why you'd start Lussick as well. I don't think he's going to spend that long on the bench. I think when Wolf says that the team's going to be out for a period, I think within 20 minutes they'll start switching it, if not a little bit earlier. And it's just kind of a hit out, try and get some minutes, try and get some tackles in and a bit of attacking. And it doesn't matter about the results. We say that every single year. But I make you right with Lussick. I think we will go 50-50 on him. I think that's the whole reason of bringing him over, of kind of getting him to kind of click in with our attack as well, give us that other hooking option, because unfortunately, and we'll see, Aaron Smith, I'd imagine he's been named as Leigh's number 9 for the new season. Unfortunately, Smith and Eves have been, well, won't be playing at Saints next year, will they? So it's a time for Lussick to kind of stand up and go, right, this is the reason that I've been brought in ahead of them two lads.
Josh Sim. Now we've both done exactly the same thing. We're playing the Hurricane on the wing. I think he can be a Leslie Vinacolo type winger, or what's his name? It's gone out my head. Winger played opposite Adi Gardner.
Francis Melly.
Picture in my head, I couldn't think of his name. It's a long. We haven't had that type of winger on the wing since Francis Melly, have we?
No. And yeah, with regards to, were you going to ask a question about Josh Sim?
Yeah,
because you
does
mentioned
Josh Sim feel a bit aggrieved if he loses out? Should he or does he deserve to be next in line given the chances he's had?
He probably does, and as I say about squad numbers, I think squad numbers do tend to give you a little bit of an indication, and you might indicate, well, he's two better than Conrad, so why are you picking Conrad? I also think recently we've been given the 23 shirt out as if it's some kind of, legendary shirt, like a Man United number 7 or something like that, or a Liverpool number 7 or something.
It's a Lion number 3.
It's a what?
A Lion number 3.
Yeah. It's like, as I say, Ben Barber's worn it, Lachlan Coote's worn it. It's been given out as almost like this new magical, mythical Saints 23 number. What are you looking at me like that for?
Sorry.
So listen, it goes against a little bit of what I've just said, but yeah, Justin might feel aggrieved if he doesn't get picked, but he's got to use it as fuel to kind of put in the efforts in training and make sure that he is, when it comes around, and in this game, when it comes around to the first first round of Super League, he's a name on the team sheet and not Conrad Harrell. Yeah,
sorry, I missed what you said. I thought you said the number 3 shirt. Obviously, I thought you'd gone on to talk about Will Hopoate for a second.
No, number 23. As I say, Lachlan Coote's worn it. Ben Barber got given it when he came across in his second season. I think it was first full season. It was, yeah, it's almost like, is it becoming one of them shirts that gets given out to someone who you think they could be a fan's favourite? I don't know.
Is it based on Michael Jordan?
I think so. I know when Burnley signed left-back Stephen Jordan, we gave him the number 23 shirt, hoping it'd sell shirts. Unfortunately, he's a left-back and nobody buys a shirt with a left-back's name on the back of it, do they?
I was a left-back as a kid. Be unsurprised to hear.
No, not at all.
Yeah, so they are the squads. Do we do score predictions? Does it really matter?
No, it doesn't matter. And I don't think I'm going to do one because it's going to be stop-start, because it's going to be stilted. Would it surprise me if we lost again? No. Would occur if we lost again? Only if it was like 40-0.
If we win, it was a great hit out, really good. Blow the cobwebs away, looking forward to the new season. If we lose, I'll be saying, well, we lost against Leigh last year and look how the season went.
Correct. Yeah. Doesn't matter, does it?
I'm just going, A, to support somebody who's give really good service to the club. B, because we want to watch Saints. And C, it's a chance to get out the house on a Friday night.
Yep, correct. That'll do.
And D, it's a chance to sit next to you, Kevin.
Yeah, can't wait.
Is that earth moving behind you?
No, why?
Or it's just the way you make me feel?
Oh.
Are you revolving around it? Because it's definitely moved.
What?
The globe, yeah.
Oh, the globe. It's not moving now. I have moved it, yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Just checking. Right, I think it's important that we've give our 17s out. We want to see in the comments below here on the YouTube channel who would be in your team on Friday night, who you think will miss out. That one generally picks not far off picking itself from most positions. I think the tough one's going to come when we've got a fully fit squad. How are you going to get Regan Grace, Sion Matausia, Curtis Sirinen, Morgan Knowles back into that team? Well, they are going to get back into that team, but who's going to drop out? It's. I wouldn't like to be Christian Wolf this year. Well, I probably would,
No.
but those players at my disposal. But
I'll tell you what, our reserves is going to be something, though. If we've got a fully fit squad and some lads are getting a hit out in the reserves, it's going to be a decent team, isn't it?
Yeah, should be good to watch. Oh, before we go, Kev, the Women's Super League fixtures, I think the opening number of them were released this week, weren't they?
Yeah.
We will show them in a couple of weeks when we have a bit more focus on the women's game in their build-up to their opening campaign. What I have noticed is most of their fixtures, or if not all their home fixtures, are going to be played at the Totally Wicked Stadium.
Excellent. That's it. It's a growing sport, growing in participation and kind of awareness of the general public getting down and supporting the women's team. So it's good that they're playing at the stadium. You understand that the likes of having double headers on a Friday when the work may not be doable, but if it's possible to kind of get the women's game and the men's game on the same day, I think we've got to get at least a game or two penciled in for a Sunday. This is a perfect opportunity. Get them on beforehand. Yeah,
I think generally the first few, Wigan first up on the 15th of May. That's going to be taking place at the Totally Wicked Stadium. I think it's 2 p.m. kickoff on a Sunday. I'm just looking at the fixtures. There's one that kicked off at 5:30 on the 23rd of June against Leeds. I'm just checking if that may be some sort of double header. You can tell we're well prepared for this one.
Yeah.
23rd of June. Yes, it is a double header, but it is a Thursday. Thursday, the 23rd of June. Saints women play Leeds, kicking off at 5:30 before the men take on the Rhinos at 8 p.m. So that'll be a decent double header if you can get away from work early. Is that the Jubilee weekend?
I have no idea.
No, it's just a random Thursday, so we'll all finish work early. Have a pint.
Fair enough.
Right, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Give us your comments below, and we'll get better over the course of the year, won't we, Kev?
Of course we will.
Catch you soon.
Practice makes perfect.
Stop interrupting me.